Hello internet world, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. In today's video I've got a very useful 4-bay RAID docking station from Sabrent. I'm going to share with you my opinion. Also, before I just tell you a little bit about this product and how it's been performing, please do stay tuned all the way to the end of the video. I'm going to share with you the reason why I'm looking not that happy today, and also a documentary that I watched that really put my issue into perspective. So do stay tuned for that. But today is all about this particular product. Sabrent very kindly sent this in free of charge to me so that I could share with you my opinion. They haven't asked to pre-approve the video or for me to say anything in particular. So this is the Sabrent DS-4RSS, and it's basically a 4-bay RAID, and it accepts 2.5-inch drives. This is what the product box looks like. That gives you a good idea of what the product looks like as well. And then we've got some of the features on the side and the specs on the back. The reason I find this very useful will become clear during this video. So I think we should move straight on to taking a closer look at this. Before I do so, I want to remind you this is a live broadcast, so please do use the live chat if you're watching live, and please do use the regular comment section below if you're watching after the live broadcast. Good morning to Andy the Machine Heap. Thank you very much, Andy, for tuning in live. Let's take a look at this product from Sabrent. So this is what it looks like. Very, very cool, compact product actually. The fact that this accepts 4 hard drives or solid state drives, I'm quite surprised at the actual size of this. Very, very impressed indeed with the build quality. We've got a power button on the front. We've also got an additional function button on the front and some LED lights. Now if we look around the back, you can see around the back we have got some dip switches, the input for the power supply which comes inside the box, and the USB connector. Now you can actually change these dip switches to change the different RAID modes. You can have RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 3, RAID 5 or RAID 10. Also worth noting, this is USB 3, supports 5 gigabits per second. I would really like in the future, and I have had a short discussion with Sabrent about this, to see either a USB-C 3.1 Gen 2 or possibly a Thunderbolt 3 version. Whether or not that comes in the future, I don't know, but hopefully we'll see a version with a faster interface on, because it really is a great product. So let's take a look at the top. The top looks like a fan, and that is because it does actually house a fan. So to open this up, I thought I was going to need tools or there'd be a clip. It's actually like a magnetic enclosure, so you can just pull this off and there's like magnets holding this in place. And this is the dock, so it's like a toolless dock, and this is the fan just in here to keep everything nice and cool. It's a nice small fan. It runs reasonably quietly as well, and to put this back on, again, no tools. You just locate it into position and the magnets pull it into place, and then you've got the unit complete again. So let's take this off. Inside here you've got little flaps, and this is where you can locate your solid state drives or your hard drives. I happen to have just one here. The bays are also numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you can populate as little as 1, or you can go all the way up to 4 of course. And to locate the drives, you simply just push them into the slots. It accepts 9.5mm or 3.5mm thickness drives. It's extremely well made, and then with these in place you obviously can pop the top back on, power this up, connects it via USB. You do have to obviously set the dip switches to whichever RAID mode you want. So you could have this working at its fastest sort of striped capacity, or you can have some data redundancy where it will mirror data to the opposing drives. Now you don't have to use solid state drives. Solid state drives are going to give you a quieter performance and possibly a faster performance as well. You can use regular 2.5-inch hard drives in here as well. And to remove them, it's just a simple matter of wiggling them out of place. No eject buttons around, so there's no sort of eject mechanism. You just sort of pull them out of the unit. So this has been working very well for me. It will accept SATA 1, SATA 2 or SATA 3 as well. The LED indicator is for power and hard drive access on the front, and throughout my tests it's worked flawlessly, as you would expect for a hard drive enclosure. It doesn't feel cheap, it feels very, very well made, but when you actually look at the price of this, you'll be surprised at the functionality you get with those RAID options. This comes in at a very competitive price point. I found that the sort of bottleneck with data throughput has been via the type of interface that's used, but not too bad. It's what you would expect. It's been a good overall performer, and it looks really nice on the desk. It does look the part on the desk. It's not sort of a big enclosure. It's very well designed, and it just sits there humming away, providing you some access to some fast access indeed. If you use certain RAID formats on here to your data, you could use this for video editing. Probably wouldn't get away with 4K video editing off of this unless it's very low bit rate, but certainly you could use this for editing HD video straight off the drives, photos straight off the drives, and because of those 4 bays you can go up to quite a bit of capacity on this as well. Very well designed product, really do like it. Sabrent have done great on this, and I've left links to where you can actually purchase this down in the video description area. Please do check out those links. There's also a link down there to the Sabrent website. Now, I did review a Sabrent product a few days ago, the Extreme or XTRM. It's an external solid state drive. The performance on that, wow. If you haven't seen that particular video, please do check it out. So highly recommended. Check out those links down below. And now I promised you a little bit of info, a little bit of background. And the reason I share these little snippets of information with you is because a lot of you have been watching for a long time. I've been doing YouTube videos for 14 years now, coming up for 15 years, which is mind-boggling. It's absolutely amazing. So when I talk to you, I sort of treat you as though you've got an interest in these things. And the reason I'm looking a little bit like off colour today is yesterday I fell off a ladder. Not from a great height, just rung number 3, but high enough, and I landed directly straight down onto one leg, and it is absolutely agony. I can move around just about very slowly. I have to be careful where I'm putting the weight on that sort of joint because it's really injured my knee. So not a great start to the week for me yesterday, because that was on a Monday. But in the evening I watched a documentary, and I didn't just watch this because of the injury. I watched this because it had been on my sort of queued up watch list for quite a while. And that was a documentary about Andy Murray, the tennis player, and what he went through in sort of 2017, 2018, 2019 with his hip injury and his hip surgery. And he went through so many different procedures. And it sort of culminated in last year him having a hip replacement. So he had a couple of procedures before that didn't work. He was still in pain, so he ended up having a hip replacement. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to have a hip replacement, not at all, but the reason I'm talking to you about this is it puts everything into perspective, because he went through so much, and yet he was so strong and so positive minded that he could get over that, and he could rehabilitate and get back on the court again and win tournaments again. And it was just very encouraging. I absolutely loved watching it. And it put me in a really good mindset, and I just wanted to share that little story for you. Is yes, I am injured. Yes, I know it's going to get better. Yes, we all have problems. Yes, there is a lot going on in the world today, but things will get better. So wanted to share that with you before I end this particular video. I do want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in live. Let's take one last look in here. We've got Tobor. Looks like a Sonos speaker. Also Andy the Machine Heap. Don't normally catch the live broadcasts. Glad you caught this one, Andy. Also Todd Hooper and Golden Solution, both in the live chat. Thank you very much for tuning in live, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video, please do hit that like button. If you are new, please do subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos. Check out this. There's links down below. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in another video very soon.